Dora had always been a sweet and innocent child, but life had dealt her a difficult hand from a young age. As an orphan in London, she had found herself at the mercy of the people who ran the orphanage. Unfortunately for her, the president's wife, Mrs. James, was a particularly cruel and jealous woman who had taken a disliking to Dora's beauty. Despite being just 8 years old, Dora had already suffered greatly under Mrs. James' mistreatment. She had been made to go without food on multiple occasions, forced to wear rags and old clothes that barely fit her, and punished without any reason. Dora had no one to turn to, and so she suffered in silence, crying alone when she thought no one was watching. To make matters worse, Mrs. James had convinced her husband to sell Dora to a wealthy gambler, who was known to be a drunkard and a cruel man. Dora was terrified when she heard this news and knew she had to escape before it was too late. One day, while being taken to the gambler's house in a horse cart, Dora saw her chance to run away. She jumped off the cart and ran as fast as she could until she reached a small cottage. The cottage belonged to a kind-hearted lady who was married to a military man. The lady took one look at Dora and knew she had to help her. Dora was thin, scared and trembling, but her bright green eyes held a spark of determination that caught the lady's attention. "Hello there, my dear," the lady said gently. "What's your name?" "I'm Dora," the little girl replied in a soft voice, barely above a whisper. "Well, Dora, you're safe now. You can stay with us as long as you like. We'll take care of you and make sure you're never hungry again." Dora couldn't believe her luck. She had gone from being mistreated and sold like a piece of meat to a wealthy gambler to being taken in by a kind-hearted couple who wanted nothing in return. As the days went by, Dora settled into her new life at the cottage. She helped the lady with the household chores and learned new skills like horse riding, painting, and shooting. She also started attending a nearby school and proved to be a quick learner. Dora's natural intelligence and determination soon caught the attention of her teachers, who encouraged her to pursue her studies further. She became interested in the law, and after finishing her studies, she began working as a lawyer, specializing in cases involving child labor and human trafficking. Dora quickly gained a reputation for being a passionate and skilled lawyer who fought tirelessly for the rights of children. She wrote many books and stories about her experiences and soon became a well-known public figure. One day, while giving a speech at a charity event, Dora met a kind-hearted noble businessman named John. John was immediately taken with Dora's passion and intelligence, and the two soon fell in love. Dora and John were married in a beautiful ceremony, and they went on to live a happy and fulfilling life together. They continued to work tirelessly to help those in need, and Dora's legacy as a champion for children's rights lived on long after she was gone. Looking back on her life, Dora realized that everything had happened for a reason. If it hadn't been for the cruelty of Mrs. James and the orphanage staff, she never would have found her way to the cottage and the kind-hearted couple who had taken her in. And if it hadn't been for her experiences as an orphan and her work as a lawyer, she never would have met John and discovered the true meaning of love. Dora knew that life was full of twists and turns, but she also knew that there was always hope, no matter how dark things may seem. She dedicated her life to helping others, knowing that every little act of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life. Dora became a well-respected lawyer, fighting against injustices that she had experienced as a child. She was passionate about her work, and her clients appreciated her dedication and commitment to their causes. She worked tirelessly, sometimes sacrificing her own personal life, to help those who were suffering from injustice. Her work did not go unnoticed. Dora's tireless efforts to fight against child labor and human trafficking earned her numerous accolades and awards, and she was often invited to speak at events and conferences around the world. Through her advocacy and writing, Dora raised awareness of the injustices that so many children around the world faced. She knew that change was possible, and she worked hard to make it happen. She knew that every child deserved a chance at a better life, and she dedicated her life to making that a reality. As Dora grew older, she found happiness in her personal life, too. She had found love with John, and they had a beautiful life together. They traveled the world, speaking about their causes and advocating for change, but they always made time for each other and for their family. Dora knew that she had been lucky, that she had found a new family when she had been abandoned by her own. She never forgot that, and she always remained grateful for the opportunities she had been given. She remained humble and dedicated to her causes, never losing sight of the people she was fighting for. In the end, Dora's legacy lived on long after she was gone. She had inspired countless people around the world to fight for what was right and to never give up, even in the face of adversity. She had touched countless lives, bringing hope and joy to those who had suffered from injustice. She had changed the world in her own small way, making it a better place for everyone. Dora's story is one of hope and perseverance, a reminder that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always a way forward. She showed us that even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of hope, a light that can guide us through the storm. Her life was a testament to the power of kindness, of resilience, and of the human spirit.